Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I'm getting ready to do some scrapbooking for National Scrapbooking Day at Aunty Vera Scrap and Craft. This month is all about scrapbooking at Aunty Vera, and what I hope to do is do some scrapbooking this month. I always seem to leave scrapbooking to just the month of May, unfortunately, but it's a good thing because at least I get my scrapbooking done. Usually I do one photo a week for May. I'm going to try to do a little bit more this time. We'll see how I go. I've printed out my first 3 photos here, and my goal is to use up as much of my stash as possible. So my goal for every single layout today is to use some 12 by 12 scrap paper, some 3 by 4 project life cards, some 4 by 6 project cards, some 6 by 6 or in this case 6 by 8 pattern paper, and then also add my embellishments as I go. I'm also hoping to use some compositional techniques, and so I'm going to make each layout a little bit different, and I'll talk you through each one as we go. So here we go. Wish me luck, and I can't wait to see what I come up with. So I'm going to start with this photo here. This is a photo of my dad and all his grandkids. And what I'm doing is I'm just matching up some of the 12 by 12 papers to the background. The walls in this photo are like a beautiful bright white, and so I chose this really wood grain, like whitewash wood grain paper. I'm grabbing the 6 by 8 pad by Maggie Holmes Flourish collection, and I chose this black and gold paper. It matches the black and gold carpet that they're standing on, as well as some of the doilies on the side there, so I think it goes really well. I'm now just trying to I guess just organize, like just do a layer of the cards. I've got 4 by 6 journaling cards and a little bit of some grid paper there. I'm just trying to break up all the strong colors because the walls, one of the feature walls plus the wood panels in the back of the photo, they're quite strong there, and so I did bring in that printed vellum, that really beautiful maroon vellum, in to match, and I thought a doily would go really well. Because it kind of showcases the accessories in the background of that photo. So once I'm happy with that layout, I like the floral of the card. I just didn't really care too much for all the wording, so I decided to prop it up just a bit to let the word today show. And then what I'm going to do is just make sure that the layering comes up nicely. I noticed that I'm quite particular about where the corners overlay, so I spent some time here just kind of playing with where the corners of each of the layers end up. I know, totally crazy. This is how I waste time. I'm using a combination of double-sided sticky tape. I've got this like really skinny one that I absolutely hate. I never use it, so I thought, I'm just going to use it and use up the whole. I've got 2 rolls, use them up here, and then never buy them again. I usually like the 1/4 inch and the 1/2 inch. Yeah. So with the doily here, I'm just going to cut it down so that it doesn't get wasted underneath all those papers, and I am going to continue to stick down this whole lot of cluster. I guess this cluster of papers, that's what it is. So the technique that I'm using here is the lower right hand corner. I sort of have been reading a little bit about photography composition, and a lot of them talk about either having an object in the top left or the bottom right. We always begin at the top left, or we always end in the bottom right. So I thought I'd add this picture to the bottom right and see how we go, and I'll play with the top left in my next layout. So after this cluster is down, it's looking really good, but obviously it's looking a little bit empty. I'm reaching for my sticker sheet here. This is a Craft sticker sheet, and it says,
Family like branches on a tree, we all grow in different directions, yet our roots remain as one. And I thought it was pretty beautiful, since, my dad's in the picture and all his kids are there, all his kids are there. And so I thought it was a very beautiful quote. I did sort of toy with having a large title to say Grandpa, but I sort of didn't feel like I really needed to do that. I was just happy with the quote, and I also didn't really need journaling for this layout either, so I decided not to put any journaling in. Just the photo and the quote is enough for me to remind me of this beautiful day. I'm going ahead and just adding some stickers here and there, the love hearts, the pretty heart banner on the top right. And so as you see, the your eyes taken from the left hand bottom side all the way up to the top right hand in like a diagonal line, and that's also another compositional technique that I learned while I was reading up on photography layouts. I also added this really pretty quote that says, "These memories will last a lifetime." And it's just, I'm really trying to use up stickers off the sheet, kind of those that match, but yeah, just trying to bulk up my layout, I suppose, without it being too intrusive. I've also got this washi book that I've just had for forever. I thought I would continue the eye all the way up to the top right hand side, and so I'm just layering some washi up in that corner. And really, I feel like my layout is kind of done. Nothing else needs to be added. I'm just going to stamp the date here. Today is Saturday, the 2nd of May 2020, so actually I was scrapbooking on National Scrapbooking Day, and yes, this layout is done. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next layout.